like to thank everybody for coming out. Of course, my name is Andrew Baker, Fire Chief here for the Covington Fire Department. Here's a new truck. We just wanted to do this to show off what the city has put their money in, just to show pride. We want to introduce it to you. We want to bless it with our past and current chaplain. And we got maybe a little special surprise here after a while. So let's see who's first. Bob.
Thank you for attending. It's been a long time since we dedicated the fire truck, so it was over on the parking lot. So I'm one of the retired members. I was chaplain for a good while. I enjoyed it. We've had some super chaplains. Tim's another super. So I'd like to thank everybody. As we gather this evening, we stand in pride before a new piece of equipment, globally cared for by those who brought it to its current state of readiness. We can now see and touch the product of their efforts and know that it brings with it a great blessing for us just to be here. When we talk of blessing something, we are also brought into the company of those whom we cannot immediately see. The firefighters who preceded us, who called for divine help as they met the challenges of firefighting during their time in history. A blessing begins with a view that we live with many unknowns, so we call upon God to guide and protect us under all circumstances. From Psalms 121, we read, I lift my eyes to the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber indeed. He who watches over Israel will not slumber or sleep. The Lord watches over you. The Lord is your shade at your right hand. The sun will not harm you by the day, nor the moon by night. The Lord will keep you from harm. He will watch over your life. The Lord will watch over your coming and your going, now and forevermore. As Chaplain Nancy offered a prayer over this new truck, please join me in laying hands on her as Tim has Scott blessed. Please join me.
Bring you out here to prayer, please. May our firefighters be called to the service of this cab be brought under your protection, God, and compassion. Give them the confidence they need in difficult situations. Ground them in awareness of the special calling. Help them leave behind petty differences and focus on teamwork, integrity, and concern for the servant. Grant safety in all operations. God of love, be with those who climb on board this new piece of equipment. Keep them safe. May the capability to work confidently be blessed by you. May this courage, integrity, enable them to rescue those who are paralyzed by fear. Only you, God, know the challenges the future will bring to the new firefighting equipment. Therefore, place this entire fire truck under the special care and concerns, asking that you exercise constant watch over all aspects of this operation. Almighty and everlasting God, accept this utility truck that may use this community and all your people. As your Son, Jesus Christ, went forth doing good, compassion, and caring for those, look with favor, we pray. In the faith, the compassion, and the servant who have constructed, maintain the new fire engine. to secure the safety of our community. Grant grace to the firefighter who drive and operate this new engine and protect them from harm. Return them safely at the end of their service to their families, that they may be loved. These things we ask in Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
All right, y'all want to turn back over there? Is there anything, anybody, members of the fire department, council, or city officials that would like to say anything? Fred?
On behalf of the City of Covington City Council, we're proud of this truck as y'all are. It's a fine, good-looking truck. I know it'll serve everybody well in the city, and I hope it lasts for a long, long time, and y'all get full use and enjoy it. And good-looking truck. Good-looking utility truck.
Thank you, Mr. Woods.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Yes, sir.
I'd like to thank God for protecting Danny in that truck, in the other truck, from that accident down on 64. We don't know how close that was. Danny does. But thank God that he protects each and every member here. Please give him praise and honor him.
Absolutely, amen. Yeah. Anyone else? All right, we'll get on to the next part here. This is basically the dedication of this truck. For many years, much longer than many of us have been members of the department, our prior utility truck was most definitely the baby of one of our longtime members. He knew more about that truck, knew more about each piece of equipment on that truck, and probably knew more about the ins and outs of that truck than most of us combined. As a longtime safety officer, he took great pride in making sure the truck was ready to go each and every time the alarm sounded, and every time it left the building. No stone was left unturned for him, whether it was making sure the oil and gas was mixed just right for the smaller pieces of equipment with the precision of a NASA scientist, or making sure that each piece of equipment housed was in its tip-top order at all times. Even making sure all of the parts of the truck were polished, clean, and parade-worthy at all times. How many of you slid from one end of the truck to the other going around a curve? Quite a few times. Even the seats were polished to a high, slick gloss. There was nothing about our former utility truck that was missed his notice. The lessons we learned from him not only included to be the best firefighters we could be, but he also taught us as firefighters to be ready at all times. We would never know when the next big one would come in. Today, as we close one chapter on our fire department's history and begin another one with the addition of the new truck to our fleet, the members and officers of the Covington Fire Department feel it only proper that we dedicate this truck to a brother firefighter who gave so much of himself for so many years, teaching, guiding, and mentoring. In gratitude and love for your many contributions to the City of Covington, the members of the Covington Fire Department, and to the residents of the City of Covington, we hereby dedicate this new utility truck to Jerry Hoot Gibson. Saying thank you is easy. Being able to adequately convey our appreciation to you and your legacy in this department is much more difficult to do. Hoot, thank you for your service. Thank you for your friendship, and most importantly, thank you for making sure we were always combat ready. Thank you, Hoot.
Thank you, brother. Yeah, we got all that.
So, Hoot.
RJ.
So, Hoot.
Yeah, Dan.
Oh.
All your work on, sir.
So, Hoot's big thing, when we were down here just hanging out and getting stuff ready, he always preached to us to be combat ready. Always be ready for the next call. Have everything in a good working order. So that's why we put the badge on the windshield, combat ready, because we felt like that was a testament of what you tried to instill in us. And it was just a little token of appreciation for all the stuff that you've done. And if it probably wasn't for you, we wouldn't have the stuff that we have on this truck.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So thanks. Your hard work.
Thank you. That's all that I really have. I do kind of want to maybe call an audible a little bit. I would like to try the push-in service.
Oh, Lord.
In the 1800s, when they used to bring the fire engines back, they were horse-drawn, obviously, and they had to unhook the horses and push the wagons back into the building. So it's a testament and a history that we can kind of convey and show some pride. A lot of communities invite the community. We've invited some of our friends and the council. So if we could maybe get an operator, if we could try pushing it in, and if it don't work, we'll put it in reverse and we'll pretend like we're pushing it in.
Fred, you want to get up here? You the lead pusher.
And then after we do that, we'll pull it back out and we'll open up the doors and we can look at it, show you all the light tower and all that.
Well, no, that would be official.
His heart is.
Still my hero.
I told him, I said, for 20 years I had that old truck. We never had a debilitating injury. We never had a fatality.
Mr. Gibson, the truck, the new utility truck has been named after you. So apparently the other truck was your baby for years?
I had it for 20 years.
And so did you have a lot of motor experience, or you just had, you said, hey, I'm going to keep it clean, we're going to have it in tip-top shape? How'd that all turn out?
Well, it was the safety officer's responsibility to maintain the truck and to make it combat ready for all of the firemen to use. And I took that very seriously. And as a third-generation fireman here, and I spent almost 55 years in the fire service, most of it here in Covington. And I just feel like any fireman that's an officer should take his responsibility seriously, not only for himself, but for the men that he serves with and for his community.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts with us.